voice can be heard. Yeah, voice, 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 voice. No, I just want to hear myself, because later I'll forget, and then I won't be able to tell myself what I told myself now. But um, hidden from all these things, it's really, really crazy. Amidst all these things, what glares out the most? That's that that doesn't move, doesn't shift how I want it to shift. This right here, I don't know if you can't see it because of the screen, but time, time doesn't, it gets keeps going, and we're in a place now where the years pass by and things aren't the same anymore. You look what it was 4 years ago, and you look at where you're at today, and how time has changed. And I see it glaringly right here in something small as to say, how do you get my? I really want to. It's fine, but I say just in my in the Discord. It's a Friday. It's a Friday evening. What is it? 9 p.m. almost. 8:30. 9. And no one's on. You may say, well, it's just another Friday night. Another, maybe it's just they got busy. But what I see here is a lot more than busy. I see time. And what was preached before of the old people remains here, a reality. What was said in time past has sustained itself to be true today. Not just true, but I think something that could be said to the generations after. And that is that time is going by. Outside of all the colors which are around me, and all the things shifting, and all the movements, apart from all these things, the one thing that does not shift, does not change, and it goes at its time is time. Whether I perceive it slower or faster, time just it goes by. I'm not just getting lost in time, but I'm talking about how how the years are passing by and how things aren't the same what they used to be. Even 5 months ago, this Discord was very different. Maybe something small, something insignificant per se. Something is whatever, it's a Discord, right? Whatever, who cares? And true, that's true. It's just a Discord. But in reality, it's more than just a Discord. It's where you spend your time, your energy, your strength. It's your family, part of your family at least, and you see how it's changed as well through time because things are moving. People are growing. People are changing. And things aren't the same how they used to be. Even I can have fun and look at the colors and look at the incredible things around me and wow, the sound of music. But one thing is certain, time goes by and people change. As time goes by, lives begin to shift. And as lives begin to shift, your perception of what life is shifts as well. It's crazy. Think about that. It's really deep thoughts. Deserve a medal for thinking like this. I would need to open my Red Bull. But thinking about time and how, although we're living in the moment, things aren't the same how they used to be yesterday. Things today are not how they used to be yesterday. They're changed, even slightly. One less person in Discord. One more person in Discord. One person. This happened. That happened. But that's just in the Discord. We're not talking about life and how in your actual life how things have changed as well. Where we can look at the internet world, which is where we where we shape our reality in our time. Because excuse me, ooh, that was a strong burp. Excuse me. Ugh. But yeah, you the reality of what this is. This little screen right here. It's time. It's going away. People are changing. It's not the same. And right now you may just hear me speak about time. You may say, what is he yapping on about? What does he mean? What do you mean by time? If I had to help you understand, it's simply that people are changing. And you cannot hold on to the memories that you had 5 years ago, 6 years ago, 4 years ago. You cannot hold on to those memories in this one little space of your life and think that you that that you can that everything that was in the past can be here today. Very intense thoughts. It's a very real thing. And I experience it now because of my family and the changes in my parents' dynamic in their matrimony. How things have shifted because time has changed. People have grown away. Responsibilities have been added. People have had, you know, other things. People have died. But life changes. And time waits for nobody. We can be living a reality right now, but I can't hold on to what was in the past. The thoughts of yesterday, I can't sit and live on those thoughts, because if I sit and live on those thoughts from yesterday, then who am I? Who am I to live on the thoughts of yesterday? but another man lost in his thoughts. It's like trying to retire off the thoughts of thoughts. It's really interesting. But on top, forgetting all that, going back to the topic is time. Time is passing by, and people are changing. It's not the same. Even you can be online. You can try to escape your world that you're in right now. You can escape it. You can escape that your world has changed and has drastically shifted your views and everything. You can accept that it's changed, but you can try to escape here in in the internet world and try to escape and make another world. But th- what is what is the internet without users? What is the internet without users? Without a random just someone who speaks. What is the internet? No, what is it? Just a bunch of numbers, but bunch of like configurations and just numbers and just randomness. But we're talking about the value of humans and but how even throughout time people are changing. The world is not the same. And you may look at it right now as something like, oh, it's not a big deal, it's just whatever shifting. But if you actually sit there and stop for a second and realize how much the world has changed around you compared to even 5 months ago. 5 months ago, when I was in this Discord alone, if I had to describe it, it's, full of people. Banana, Non, Rika, Pavel, Sir Neon. Full of people. But as scenarios start to enter their lives, as their lives begin to engage with the reality that the world is, that time keeps going and people change. You can be here on the internet, you can be in the real world, you can be anywhere. And understand this is that everything changes. And change is a scary thing, man. I think, if I have to be honest, change is if there's one thing that I fear, maybe, and that's one thing that maybe a lot of people fear, but they don't realize they fear it, is that I'm scared to change. I'm scared of what the world is like apart from what I know the world to be like. My world is configured to my standards, to my living, and to my everything has to be in its place. My parents here, my siblings here, my job here, this and that. I mean, I know when you're younger you don't have a job, but you as time goes on, not everything can be in the same place it used to be because people are different. I could be the same person or think I am, but I could be a very distinct person from what I was. You know who I sound like right now? I sound like freaking what's that one guy that's always speaking like in tongues? He speaks in English, but he speaks in himself. It's really weird. Frick, what's that guy's name? Smart debater. He's freaking. Wait, let me. Before I even continue the conversation, because the conversation will continue. But what is this guy's name? Um. Oh, frick. He's on. I know where to find him. Where's my freaking. What's that one thing called? Hmm. When you need to access these memories the most, you cannot. Peterson. Peterson. His that's his name. Peterson. He thinks in himself. Peterson. Where's this freaking get off me? I was trying to charge me Daily Wire Plus. Jordan Peterson. That's who I was thinking about. Who thinks in himself. The man who thought in himself is Jordan Peterson. And I sound like that guy right now. Thinking in myself. Is this how, I wonder if this is how, like, philosophers and people of old times, like, they thought to themselves in such a distinct manner. Just not different from everybody, but understanding the reality of what the world is and what life is. And the reality is that the word change, it's very eminent in this day right now. The word change. See, maybe you can say this is going to be a phase. The next 30 minutes, the next hour and a half, 2 hours. In 2 hours, this will be gone. This feeling of intensity, of thought-provoking madness and colors and everything. But that doesn't change. That change is still there. That's the word I was looking for. Change. Not change as in the coins, but change. Even if you're not in this state of mind that I'm in right now, I could be distinctly thinking of something else. Years apart, years away, days away, weeks away, it doesn't matter. But change affects us all. And I don't know why it feels so deep to me when so many people have had to go through this before. Have they just not had the thought of that change? Like, have they not thought about changes in their life? It's just, it happens. But when you appreciate your life, you begin to forget that people are not robots. The internet is only the internet because of its users. And you can try to escape your real world configurations. That's the word I was looking for earlier. Configurations. You have your world configurations. You know how you're in a game and you put configurations on the monitor or on the graphics or on how far depth of perception so you get more frames or less frames and better quality. You do all that. Your configurations for this world are doesn't have to be that, but it could be like who your family is, what you represent in society, what is society around you, your friends that you have in real life. You can try to escape it and go into another world, even into this internet world, and realize that if there's no users, or even if there is users, whether there's users or no regardless of the fact, that doesn't change that change is a real thing. And it hurts. You know that it's not really that it's scary maybe. Maybe it is scary sometimes, but more about this is that it hurts because you understand that life isn't what it used to be. And maybe some people go through their life and they just see it as whatever. And changes happen, people pass, people go, people die. But I see it, the value in life and the value in my little world that I have. And I don't want to let it go sometimes. But I have to accept the reality. If I'm being intellectually honest, I have to accept the reality that things are not the same anymore. And that goes for anybody. Time will fly by and things won't be the same. Life will still go on. New worlds to be made. New conquests, new great things. But the memories of yesterday are yesterday. They're lost. And it's a sad thought that you have to come to that reality. It's not really the idea of change itself, but the fact that your configurations have to change. The world around you forces you to change a little bit because everybody else changes. And I see it in this Discord. In this Discord, this little world that we're in, it's more vibrant than ever. It's more vibrant than ever. People see just a little gaming platform, a little device just to be able to interact with others and play the same game. But I see here the reality is that life, if I had to say it, goes on. It goes on. What a. It's not that you can do anything about it. You can't stop it. It's not that you're mad at life for going on. But life goes on. You just have to accept the fact that life goes on. Change. I mean, what can you do? Can you run from it? Can you hide? Can you put yourself in a place that no one can see it? Can you drug yourself to null avail? You could. But what good does it do you? What good does it do you? If in reality that's what it is. I see it here. It's not that Discord has changed. It's not that the program has changed. It's not that there's not other vibrant Discord calls. Like, look at this. Right here, this call. This is another Discord call. I mean, you can't see it on the screen, but I can see it. And it's another VC and a whole separate Discord call. And they're vibrant. They're playing Rainbow Six Siege and having fun. But I see it not because the platform has changed, but because people have changed. And sometimes a Friday for you isn't a Friday for somebody else. We could be having two very, very distinct Fridays, and we don't even realize it. We didn't even realize it. We could have two Fridays very, 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 very distinct. And live like if it's the same. But it's not. Because you configure your world to be a certain way, but you can't even say unfortunately, but you have to accept the fact that people can go outside your configurations when it's their life. When it's your life, you can configure it to whatever you want. You want it to be like this, like that, do it. But understand that people will change. And now the old time thought of, you know, I've heard it before. Either you grow with somebody or you outgrow somebody. And sometimes it's not even that you grow with somebody or you outgrow somebody, but sometimes you grow apart. You could outgrow somebody or you could grow with somebody, or you can grow apart. Because we're thinking about up and by yourself or up with somebody else. But what about apart, separate, when there's nothing left? You have to accept that the world has changed. And then the old time thoughts of just let bygones be bygones, which is in itself a thought saying, just let it go. You start to realize just little. I know it's like a lot of weird thoughts. You probably, whoever listens to this, or if I'm listening to this later, I might say, what is he yapping about? But what I'm trying to say is that just it starts making sense now as to why the emphasis on certain things and why the lack. Bruh, and then now my headset died. That's like a whole nother thing in itself, bruh. What the heck? But dude, it's such a unique thought to be in. It's I feel like not everybody's gonna get the chance to think like this. That life must go on. It, you have to change your configuration, even if your configuration stay the same for the world. I like to play the game at my configurations, at my style, my way of thinking. That's how I like the game. But the people around you change. And either you take the game the same way, you play a different game with the same configurations, or you start to shape your configurations to fit the new game that you're in. That's what it is. You have your configurations you like, but you're shifting game in another game. That's what the world is. That's what your life is. If you think about it, that's interesting. Your life is a game. You think about you play like Resident Evil or a story game, right? Any story game, whatever you want to call it, right? GTA, anything, any story game, Ratchet and Clank, it doesn't matter. Your life is in one section. You have your configurations, and then change happens, and you go to another game. You're fighting in between games. Your life is just a bunch of games, different games, and you enter different games throughout your life. Like whenever you have any major changes in your life, if I had to put it in words that make sense, anytime you have a major change in your life, that is considered a change of game because it's no longer the same environment, but it's a new world. You're starting over, but with the same knowledge, the same feelings. Sometimes hurt, sometimes not hurt. Your world is very fragile. You know, the people you hurt. Interesting. What an interesting thought. Wow. What an amazing thought I've had. 30 minutes of me just yapping about change because it's true. And me yapping and I'll go back to my Osu and play the game and I love Osu. But change keeps happening. You can't escape it. You can't go away from, you can't run away from what it is. Your life is going to make drastic changes. Maybe you may not want to, but the people around you aren't the same anymore. You can't have the same main characters. We see it in every single show, like The Simpsons and like Family, any show or anything or like regular show or Adventure Time that near the end of the seasons, people are different. You see the characters' development and they grow up and they take their separate way, and that is their change. And you're afraid of losing the small world you did have and the value it had for you. May not have been perfect, your world that you had, your game that you had, but make no mistake that each game has an ending, and it's time to finish the chapter and go to the next one. I may still be able to bring like maybe a sequel type of game, right? Maybe it's a sequel, but it's not the same game anymore. People are different, feelings are different, environments are different, knowledge is different, everything's different. What a beautiful thought. Yet what a sad and intrusive thought. It's a very intrusive thought is what it is. But yet if it makes any sense, it's such a valuable thought. It's a valuable thought. It's a very, very valuable thought because 5 years from now, this will be true. 10 years from now, this will be true. This is the truth. The truth that's been before, and the truth that is today. That things are changing. And you may say, "Oh, well, that's obviously, of course, things are changing. Look at the day. The day is the 10th of April." Yes, it is the 10th of April. But you don't understand. You don't get it yet, do you? Yeah, tomorrow will be the 11th. Yes, yesterday was the 9th. But you don't get it yet, do you? You don't see it because it's not valuable to you. But for those that it is valuable, we see it and it hurts. It hurts to see the change happen. Or it hurts to have to shift our configurations or have to force our configurations to another world. But that's what we need to do. It's not that you change the way you live your life. Well, you could or you could not. It's up to you. But simply that you just have to mold to another environment. Your rigid life, your way of life, the way that your life looks and feels has to mold to a new environment. Still could be the same old you, but different environment, different world. Making new memories, Not forgetting the old ones, but understanding the old ones are gone. That's an interesting thought in itself. The memories of yesterday are there. They're not forgotten, but they're gone. The memories of yesterday are not forgotten, but they're gone. What a beautiful thought that is. That that the days yesterday you thought, you know, I'm gonna remember this for the rest of my life. Wow. What a beautiful time. What an amazing, amazing adventure. But you come to realize they're gone forever. The memory's there forever. God, thank God. Wow! You have the memory in your compartments of mind. Somewhere stored in there. Maybe valuable, maybe not valuable. I don't know. But it's gone because it's just a memory. And it hurts. It really does hurt. So 2 hours from now, an hour from now, I could be sober. I could be in my right mind of thinking. But that doesn't change the reality of what the world is. And how, that's why sometimes it hurts so much. Maybe people do experience this, they just don't know how to describe it. And so they just live through it, hoping it gets better, but not realizing what it is. It's not it gets better, it's just simply it's different. That's all it is. Not that it got better or worse. Now, I'm not talking about tragedies, right? People die, people have like terrible like homicides and accidents and whatever, and like serial killer. Like there's things like that happen, but I'm talking about like normal life. Someone that like you and me that are still consciously breathing, which but even then in that aspect, what even is normal life? Every every life is different. You cannot normalize a life. What is a normal life to you? Think about that. What is a oh, this is my normal. But that's the your my normal is probably very distinct from the normal of my brother and my sister. And that's just four different people and we're related. And we live in the same house. Now think about somebody outside of this perimeter. Something more vast. Not even in the same city, but in the same country, in the same continent, the same time frame. So yeah, I can be sober in an hour. Yeah, I can I can paint my picture for yeah, bright and shiny again. But that doesn't change that time has gone by. Whether I like it or not, whether somebody else likes it or not, time has gone by. And it hurts. It really does hurt a lot. It makes you want to cry sometimes. You don't know if to feel mad or happy or sad because you see good and bad everywhere. There's positives, but there's also negatives. Like what is considered negative? I mean, if you're not looking at it biblically speaking, you're not looking at it from like a religious point of view, just looking at it, what is negative? What is considered negative? Something that affects you? And to what extent? I don't know, man. So yeah, I could be sober in an hour. Yeah, the colors will be there. They'll be gone. Whatever. I'll be able to play those two again. But that doesn't take away from the fact of what is established. And is that my game? That's what it is. That my game is coming to an end. Not my life. I'm not talking about like suicide or nothing weird. Like, I'm not saying suicide's weird, but I'm saying like, because I can see how someone feels like that. But I mean, and that's probably why some people feel like that too, because they feel like their life is at an end and there's nowhere else to go. What? But maybe, you know, I'm 23. I'm not very knowledgeable. I don't know a lot. My lifespan is very compact. I mean, it's not as diverse as maybe somebody else from another country, or I don't know. Normal is different for everybody, but I don't know. Just It's just time is passing by, and you can't do anything about it. You can get drugged all you want, get high to the sky is the limit, but your world will keep going on. And this is probably a thought, this is probably a thought that a lot of people, who probably gets these thoughts the most? People that are sober, right? Obviously, people that are sober, not me right now, but people that are sober and they're like near the end of their life. Because I'm talking about like old people, people that are in their last days. They probably look at the world and assuming that their perception isn't impaired by some mental disability or something, but if they're in their right mind to think still and they reflect upon their life, the many years they lived, and they start to think just the different worlds and how things have shifted and how things have changed. And man, if it's burdensome to me, wow, how it ought to feel for somebody in those shoes, somebody of old age. Not, wow, what a what a beautiful thought in itself. I know maybe it's not a thought, maybe it's just a whatever thing. Maybe like an hour from now it's not going to be important, but you start to see the value in life and how every moment is valuable. My my game is coming to an end. And I'm not talking about suicide. I'm not talking about like, oh, the world's ending. No. I mean it could. That could be I mean with war and all that, that's another thing, but my game is coming to an end and I have to accept it. My game came to an end in high school. When I finished high school, that was a chapter in itself. But I didn't think about that one. But this one was different. This one hurt a lot. Letting go of this era of my life is gonna be really hard. Because, sorry Siri, I'm not talking to you. Because I made a lot of good memories with people, and letting go of this part of my life is gonna be hard, man. And I'm crying now, but holy man, what it's gonna be hard letting go of this part of my life because I don't know what's ahead. It could be something. It could be a lot better, but what even is better? You know, man. Not even like you would think that being on shrooms and this and that is gonna get you. Wow, I'm out of my mind and the world is falling upon my. But no, I'm looking at it now and I see the truth is that this chapter of my life. That's another way of putting it. I'm using the word game and the word video game and ending. this chapter of my life, which is like a more generic way of saying it, I guess, which is a more understandable way, is put into movies and shows, and even people talk like that. This chapter of my life is coming to an end, and I have to accept that what people once were is probably not what they are anymore. There, I mean, there's people still there. It's not like you lost somebody. Sometimes you do. Don't get me wrong. Sometimes someone passes on. Sometimes someone stays. But regardless of the fact, it's different. Even if they're there, is it really the same? What good does it do to have a dad if the memories you shared with him before are gone, and the memories you have with him now or the ones you're trying to make are of no comparison, not even close. You can try to make them valuable, but for what? This chapter of my life is coming to an end. Whether I like it or not, whether I accept it or not, time goes on, and this chapter of my life is slowly in its last legs. And I'm encountering what a lot of people probably encounter, the midlife crisis. Oh my gosh, the midlife crisis. What I'm gonna do. Oh my gosh, my life. But it's not about what I'm gonna do. It's about what was and how hard it is to let go of what was there. It's hard, man. It's really hard. If I had to conclude everything I've said over the last, what is it, 47 minutes of just yapping. I'm the expert yapper. Unk yapping. Here he goes, right? Unk yapping. Look, if I had to conclude everything I said, and it may be insignificant, no one may ever watch this. I might not even watch this myself. It's very possible I don't watch this. But it doesn't change that it's going to be hard to close this chapter of my life. Because it really mattered a lot to me. It mattered a lot to me, man. Made a lot of good memories. A lot of good friends. And I'm not saying that you can't keep growing and making new memories, but sometimes it's not the same anymore. And it hurts to let go of those memories because they're not real. You can try to fabricate them and make them real again, but they're gone. You have them in your mind and wow, compartmentalized in your brain forever. You'll never forget them. Unforgettable. But then it sets in. You're just, it's gone. It's gone, man. That's a hard pill to swallow. That is a really, golly, is that a hard pill to swallow? Is that it's, you can't really, I mean, whether I like it or not, I gotta swallow it. It's part of the life. It's part of life at this point, right? And everybody goes through it, but it felt so different for me this time. It felt so valuable. This this part of my life felt so valuable. And it is valuable. And I'm not saying that other parts of my life may not find value. And they'll find their own value. But it's gonna be hard letting go of this time frame of my life. More than any other one. The high school and this and that. Because I found not I found purpose in this part of my life. I found meaning. And so it's hard to close a chapter where you think that everything's okay, you just keep going, and wow, I finally have order. the world is finally making sense. And then things change. You know, that's a hard pill to swallow, man. That is a hard. I've been recording for 50 minutes and I've been in the Discord call for an hour, an hour 40. It's a hard pill to swallow, man. But it's one that I have to do it. Everybody has their time in life when they have to do it. And it's not because of the money. It's not because of I don't have anywhere to go or I can't do. It's just simply it's hard to let go of what was already there. Just slipping out of your hands. But what really can you do besides accept it and keep going? Not saying that the next part of my life won't be valuable. I'm sure it would have great value. It might even be more valuable than this moment, but not really. Because every moment of your life that has value is uniquely valuable. You can't even say like if again I don't know what it is to have a child, right? But really, every moment of your life is valuable, uniquely valuable. I'm not saying that other like oh my birthday is more important than yesterday. Yes, sure, it has more significance, but truly, life is very valuable. Just you have to learn to appreciate it for what it is. Because whether you like it or not, it goes. Feel like the Bible, the King Solomon, the what you call it, the wisest man to ever live, and he himself saw that the world was colorful and this and that for a while, and then he realized himself when there's nothing left. Not that you don't have money, not that your life is, but it's very different. Your time is time has changed. You can't relive the moment you lived yesterday. The moment you lived yesterday was uniquely valuable and you cannot relive it. You can try to refabricate it and maybe you'll get a really valuable and unique moment, but this moment that I have right now is unique to its time frame, to its environment, and it's where the value's at. What a sad, what a sad but humbling thought. But it's also very like, it's a truthful thought. No choice. This guy tweaking. This guy, what the heck? This guy, what the heck? I haven't heard from him in forever, and this guy randomly texts me, no choice. Alright, bro. See, like, even the world around me is so different. People are different, the world is different, everything's different. And I wouldn't blame somebody for feeling like they don't want to be part of it anymore, but it's because sometimes it's overwhelming to think that your small world is coming to an end, or not even that. Sometimes it's just your small world. There's nothing else that can happen. But life is so unique. It's so valuable. It's just hard sometimes to let go of moments. It hurts sometimes to let go of valuable moments. I'm not talking about people that are suffering and going through torture or abuse. No, those moments are tough as well, and I don't wish that upon anybody. But man, like these moments right now that I have are so valuable by myself, but they're valuable because these may be one of the last few moments I have like this in this chapter of my life. My life will go on to another world, to another perspective, and I may tomorrow think of this as a nothing burger. But it was valuable in its time. Life changes, life goes on. If you don't grow with the world, you outgrow the world or the world outgrows you. Either one, no matter what, it's gonna happen. But you just have to accept it. And the moment the faster I accept it, which I think I have accepted, it just hurts, the better. It's it's rough, man. That's all I gotta say. It's rough, man. That's all. It's crazy how psychedelics really like puts into perspective. Like it really does make you reflect on your past. Like don't get me wrong, the colors and this and that, whatever. But man, it really makes you reflect on your life and what it is and what the meaning is and what the value is in your life. It makes you consider. This is the second time this headset's done this to me. The second time. The second time this headset has done this to me in this session, which is irritating. Maybe it's because I'm moving my hands and tapping my headset, and maybe the battery moves or something. Whatever. But yeah. Anyways. There's the value. Well, I thank God for this time of my life. I thank Him for giving me a time to reflect on it and to close upon it and to accept that maybe I'm not changing per se. Yeah, I have changed a lot, but more than that, like let's say my just right here where I'm at doesn't change exactly, but I thank Him for giving me the chance to almost like just see the real value of it. Not that I didn't value it at the time, not that I didn't value those moments at the time, but simply give me a chance to reflect upon them one last time, real good time before they become another part of my memories that are lost. Similar to how, you know, high school. I mean, I'm sure there's a lot of valuable moments in high school. I don't remember them anymore. I don't. They're not uniquely valuable to me anymore. And you know, right now these moments are still valuable to me right now. The moments I'm having right now with the people I have right now are still valuable to me. And I'm sure 5 years from now, or even a week from now, maybe I'll look back. Well, not a week from now, but let's say a year from now, when this chapter has finally come to a full close, because we're shifting tides to another game, another chapter. When I look back at this chapter that I lived, or that I'm closing right now, it'll be nice, and I'll be able to remember good stuff about it, but it won't be uniquely valuable how it was before. I mean, it'll be valuable, especially if there's times of enjoyment, of gratitude, of graduations or births or whatever it may be. But seeing just life for the value, you won't see it like that again. Not the way I'm seeing it now. It'll lose its value that it had, that it has, because it's all every moment in your life is valuable. But it's not the same. Freaking psychedelics makes me think so much. Me make mad. Me make mad. All right, this 1 hour. I think I'm gonna close this conversation. I mean, what else is there to be said? What else could I say to add on to this moment? I reflected upon it. I valued it. I felt the dopamine and adrenaline, but it's coming to a halt, to a sudden stop. A very, very, very sharp one, but it is a stop. And it was advised from beforehand that it was coming, but you really, really, really enjoyed the ride. From before! 2 miles before the stop was there. 4 miles before the stop was there. You were told this street is coming to a halt. You're going to have to get to the end and be ready to stop. What hurts the most is that you enjoyed the ride. You knew it was coming. You knew that the stop was there. You knew how close you were and everything too. You just enjoyed the ride. You really enjoyed the ride. That's all. I don't know if this is gonna help anybody. It's probably not. But at least maybe in time to come when I look back upon this, right? I'll uh I'll reflect upon it and I'll be able to just see maybe in my words. Maybe hopefully my words are able to, which I don't think they will be able to, but they'll try their best to try to fabricate what I'm feeling right now. And it won't be able to, no matter how much I try. But at least I tried. At least I tried. Life goes on. Change is happening. I don't know. I don't what, what more can I say? I can, I can yap on and yap on and yap on and yap on, but it doesn't change the reality of what is. It's that the world is not what it used to be.